We have an interesting exchange between the Pharisees and Jesus in today's gospel. First, I just want to remind you the first reading from the book of Numbers is the story of God releasing the serpents among the Israel as punishment for their grumbling. And they get bit and die. And when they confess their sin and ask for help, God tells Moses to put up a serpent to make one. So Moses makes one of bronze, and anyone who looks at the serpent will live, will recover from their bite. Obviously, it's a reference to Jesus, right? But Jesus says to the Pharisees, I am going away and you will look for me, but you will die in your sin. This seems like a contradiction. Well, if we look for Jesus, how will we die in our sin? I think this is the distinction that Jesus is making. He said to them, you belong to what is below, I belong to what is above. You belong to this world, but I do not belong to this world. In other words, if we look for Jesus here on earth, expecting to find perfect peace and salvation, everything else here, we'll be no better than the Pharisees. We'll die in our sin. Jesus is not of this world. Jesus has been lifted up. And you remember what he says in John's gospel. And when I am lifted up, I will draw all things to myself. So we cannot be of this world. We have to let this world go. Let go of any expectation of being perfectly happy in this world, or being perfectly healthy, or perfectly secure economically, financially, whatever, perfectly secure emotionally. None of this will happen. Perfect security and peace and happiness will only happen in heaven, right? And so we have to continue to look upward, so to speak. Look at the Jesus who is lifted up and let him draw us to himself. That means, of course, we have to let go of things here on this earth, right? That's okay. It's maybe troubling now, and we don't have perfect security now. But our trust in Jesus is such that we believe his words. So let's not look for Jesus here on earth, trying to find him in all the things he promises here. We look upward at the Savior who has been lifted up and who will draw us to him if we let him. God bless you.